Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line, Congresswoman Debbie Lesko from the great state of Arizona. Congressman, I got to ask you, were you a big Elvis fan back in the day?
Well, I sure liked his music. I went to Graceland, and that was really cool a number of years ago. And so he was certainly a great singer and a great entertainer.
Is that so? You did the whole Graceland tour?
I did. This was a number of years ago, but I went there and saw the whole thing, saw his plane, which is there at Graceland, and so, yeah, I went.
The Lisa Marie.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, the Lisa Marie. That's what they called the plane.
Yeah.
Wow. I would not have taken you for a Graceland tour, lady. That's pretty awesome, though.
Of course.
We were telling people, that Elvis really was a patriot, and he was a big fan of Nixon. And, of course, that great story of Elvis going to the White House because he wanted to be deputized as an honorary, I think, government agent or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so, too.
It was a great movie.
Too.
All right. Well, sorry, Congress. It's all Elvis all the time here in Memphis this week. Let's talk about what's happening in your state with the border crisis. We just had Congressman Ronnie Jackson on a few moments ago. He says things are looking really, really bad in Texas. How are things in Arizona?
Really, really bad. Ever since the Biden administration has taken over, it's gotten worse and worse every single day. I got off the phone with a county supervisor, Jonathan Lines, in Yuma, Arizona this morning, and I wanted an update on the governor's executive order to try to finish at least one of the gaps in the border fence with a double-decker shipping containers with razor wire on the top. And so they've gotten a lot of it done. They're trying to close a 1,000-foot gap. They're waiting on more shipping containers to complete it. He sent me a couple pictures, but I asked him because on the mainstream media here in Arizona, they always try to help Democrat Senator Mark Kelly, right? And so they had reported, that Mark Kelly convinced the Biden administration to close one of the border wall gaps along the Morales Dam in Yuma. And I asked this county supervisor who's on the ground in Yuma, and he said, they've been telling us that since April. Nothing has happened. And that's why Governor Ducey, the Arizona governor, went ahead and said, we can't wait any longer. There's like 1,000 people a day crossing just in this one area with a 1,000-foot opening. And it's unbelievable. But, everything in this Biden administration is just, we're at a crisis in everything, a border crisis, a drug crisis because of the open borders. Crime is up. Prices are up. Gasoline prices. I can't think of one thing that's gone better under the Biden administration.
Congresswoman, the midterm elections coming up, and there is a report out there that the National Republican Senatorial Committee is cutting millions of dollars in advertising funds in a number of states, including Arizona. Congressman Jackson says he feels like the House is in good shape, but he's concerned about the Senate and whether or not the Republicans are going to be able to take control. What about you?
Well, I read the same article, and in the article it said, at least the National Republican Study Committee spokesperson said they're just moving the money around to make it so that it's that they are not giving up on Arizona for sure. And I really think we can win this U.S. Senate seat. Mark Kelly just, again, has shown that he will vote with Schumer and Nancy Pelosi on this inflated tax and spending bill, hiring 87,000 new IRS agents to go after individuals. And he's going to have to address that. When he ran last time, he didn't have a record, right? He wasn't in. He was just, an astronaut and that type of thing. But now he has a voting record, and he votes with Biden. And, Biden's not very popular right now. And so I really think that we can win this seat. I think Blake Masters can win this seat. And I am certainly not giving up on winning the seat in Arizona or elsewhere. I think everyone is all in. I talked to a group of people, Republicans, last night, and they realize that our country is at a crossroads and everything's at stake. And everyone has to be hands on deck to get out the votes, get out the people to vote, and vote Republican.
Congresswoman Debbie Lesko is on the Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line representing Arizona's 8th Congressional District. Of course, the big story consuming the news cycle this week, the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago. And now we're understanding the feds do not want to have the search warrant released. You know, they were early on, Congresswoman. They're like, well, it's up to Trump. You know, if he wants it released, he'll have to say he wants it released. So President Trump comes out and says, I want it released. And now the feds are saying, well, we really can't do that. What do you think is going on here?
Well, you know, I have to tell you that when I went into Congress, I was naive. And then I was on the Judiciary Committee during the first impeachment, and it really opened my eyes to how there are bad actors in the FBI and Department of Justice. And so now when they do a raid on a former sitting president of the United States, I'm very skeptical. I think we need the documentation released. It's puzzling to me that if things were so dire, that national security was so dire, that they waited all of this time to raid the president's home in Mar-a-Lago. This just smells like a political witch hunt. And, you know, 3 months before the election, this just, if it was a one-off and it just happened, you know, maybe I wouldn't be as skeptical. But they've been going after Trump from before he was the president, when he was a candidate for president. They're spying on him. We saw how an FBI lawyer falsified an email. And we've just seen one thing after another, and I am sorry, I just don't trust them, and that's really sad. It is really sad that I can't even trust my own government.
It is sad, and we've got to fix it. We just have to, and that's why people have to get out of it. They got to vote on Election Day, Congresswoman. They just got to do it.
I absolutely agree with you because I am very concerned about our country. This is the reason that I do this job. I was concerned when I ran, 4 years ago, and now I'm even more concerned. Now, in my opinion, the worst case scenario happened. We had a Democrat President Biden, a Democrat-run Senate, and a Democrat-run House. And look at what they have done in, what is it now, 18, 19 months since they have been in office. They are ruining our country. They're absolutely ruining our country, and it's just mind-blowing how fast they have done it. And it goes from everything from gas prices and grocery prices going up to people. There's a homelessness population that is just booming because people can't afford to live anymore. It is just a sad state of affairs. They're going after our kids, teaching them that if they feel like a boy and they're a girl, they can be. And it's just insanity what is going on. We have to stop it.
All right, Congresswoman, we're going to have to leave it right there. Always appreciate your great work and your great insight. As Elvis would say, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Congresswoman Debbie Lesko, Elvis fan and a great American patriot.